Okay, hold on.
Right.
I got another question for you guys. Who needs to step up the most down the stretch for the 49ers? If you could think of one person who could really raise their game and give more than they've given so far, who could it be and why?
This is actually a good question. I don't know.
I think there's an obvious answer,
I
and then
think
there's a more like a bigger answer. Like
someone
who
that could
needs?
raise their game, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
See, that's where my
one.
mind went because it's like he hasn't had a run longer than 20 yards in 2 years.
No,
It's like, come on. But at the same time, I'm not sure that I think he's given you all he's got. I don't know that there's another gear there for him to hit.
His legs are cooked at this point
I think
because
this
he's
is
had
it.
so many touches. Yeah, I mean, he can play slot receiver. I'm sick and tired of like 1st and 10. McCaffrey's running up the middle for 1 yard.
2nd and 7.
Like, second and well.
If I was a
second and seven,
jerk 4 or 5
good.
years ago, I would have given him a nickname and it would have been 2nd and 7. But I don't do stuff like that.
Should have given him
I don't
2nd
do
and
stuff
9.
like
He
that
barely
anymore.
gets a yard at this point
I don't
up the
do
middle
stuff
on
like
those
that.
1st and 10. And
we got to
everybody
use
on the
Brian
Broncos are
Robinson
doing
more
it.
too.
Yeah, I think what I would say is the obvious answer is Brock. We've seen it against Tennessee. We haven't seen it against good teams. I think he needs to continue to show why he's worth the money. If they're going to go anywhere this year, if they're going to win any games, because we know Christian McCaffrey's limitations at running the football against a good run defense, especially against the Colts, Brock is the key to victory. If he plays well and doesn't turn the ball over and plays like he did last week, they'll win.
Brandon, do you think this would be Brandon, do you think this would be a very impressive win if he beats the Colts? Like because he just beat the Titans
Yes,
okay.
I do.
And doesn't throw in any interceptions. If he plays like how he played against the Titans against the Colts, I feel like that's very good.
Well, dude, the Titans are like god awful. They're worse than a CFL team at this point. Like Shador threw like 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against them or something like last week.
Brock really has played well the last 2 weeks. I mean, not throwing any picks the last 2 weeks, I think, is huge for him because it's not like he just stayed in the pocket and threw a bunch of checkdowns. He still was able to be a playmaker at times. And if he can find that balance and stay healthy, he's going to be a starting quarterback for a very long time and win a lot of games. And he'll be the Niners quarterback for a long time. So he's a good one, but I would go with someone else. I would go with Ricky. Because I feel like Ricky's the most volatile player on the Niners. Like some weeks he'll play like he's just unguardable. Like he's JSN or someone. Other weeks it's like, was he on the field? I don't know. And the fact that he played all these snaps and didn't get any targets, was that his fault? Like it's so confusing. And then when you do give him a bunch of targets after clamoring for it, he'll bang his knee on the grass and come off the field limping. I mean, I'm not trying to question his toughness, but if he could stay healthy and keep producing, the Niners really could win it.
I don't think Ricky.
They lost Brandon Ayuk, but you just don't know what you're going to get from Ricky Pearsall week in and week out.
I don't think Ricky can be a wide receiver one. Like I think he's very good. I just think these injuries are just, dude. He gets injured. Like I know the hip drop tackle. That's not even his fault, but it's like
good though.
I understand that, but
there are flashes, Maj. There's flashes, and you're like
exactly.
Ricky can be a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. Like there's flash. Like he has that it factor when he turns it on. Injuries
he's faster than Ayuk. He's probably quicker than Ayuk. He doesn't have Ayuk's length, but he's got like a 40-something inch vert. He just needs to be more durable. Well, he's built like me.
It's a good point because what's the Niners' biggest issue? You guys are both incredibly handsome.
Brett, you need tattoos in your Ricky Pearsall 2.0.
Yeah,
tattoos and
you get that a lot.
But Grant has a good point because the 49ers, what is Brock Purdy? He can't, like, his big thing is like you play man coverage. If they have no one to beat him, he's going to throw 3 interceptions, right?
Yep.
Who's the guy that can beat man coverage on the team right now? Ricky Pearsall. So, I mean, Grant does have a point. Who's not going to play Monday night? Probably Ricky Pearsall.
Ricky?
Which is that's why they could
tough
lose.
To win without Ricky because all of a sudden without him, like their offense becomes so compressed. And who's stretching the field? Kittle, your tight end? Like, great.
Well, and by the way, every single week, the other opposing team is running the that Luke Gifford route for the tight end. Every week,
you got that tight end who goes out the flat and
out, and then he's down, and Jair Brown's late to get him, and then D Winters is in no man's land.
D Winters
this time. What was he doing?
You know who needs to step up?
Had the flat on that play.
You know who's coming back? Jacob frickin' Cowling. Isn't he coming back or no?
They're
Jacob
never gonna
Cowing will
play him.
never see the field again.
They won't though, because the vets on this team, there's money at play here, right? Like Jawan Jennings has incentives he has to hit. Kendrick Bourne has incentives he has to hit. Like Kyle Shanahan would seriously piss off some vets on the team by playing Jacob Cowing. It's not gonna happen. Jordan Watkins, it's not gonna happen.
I'm very mad that Brock continues to like have laser vision for Jawan Jennings, bro. Like throw to somebody else. Like I'm sorry. I know in the end zone, that's fine. Like he's good. Jawan Jennings, good contested catch guy, 10 yards, like he's good. But dude, Brock like throws it to him with all these like dude.
Well, are you aware of the incentives in his contract?
Of Jawan Jennings? No.
Yeah, if he gets to 600 receiving yards, he gets
Didn't he just get an incentive?
He did. 6 touchdowns gets him 666,000. If he gets to 600 receiving yards, he gets another 666,000. He's like 150 away. 60 receptions, that's another 660. So he could get like 1.5 million in a couple of weeks just from hitting those benchmarks. And he gets $2.4 million if he plays 15 games. So Jawan's on a tear right now. I bet you they're going to keep feeding him. But it's like, you better not lose a game feeding Jawan more than you should, just so he can get his money.
Okay. Can we go back to the main point of this, though? Like, besides Ricky Pearsall, Brock Purdy's QBR and passer rating is top in the league or close to it if George Kittle gets like 7 catches a game. You just throw the ball to George Kittle and you win, like every game. Yeah. They would never lose if they gave George Kittle the ball like 12 times a game. If they started running,
man. If they lose a game and he has 4 targets, that's their
fault. Yeah,
you can't lose a game like that.
Yeah,
you can.
win. He's the best tight end in the league. Yeah. Why throw him he's a Hall of Famer.
I said that on Twitter yesterday, and a bunch of people were like, "No, Trey McBride is like."
Trey McBride is good, but he's stat pads too. He's stat pads too, and he gets like 15 targets a game. He's good.
He just catches screen passes down 40. I'm sorry, he's a very good player, but I wouldn't say he's better than Kittle.
But he can't block like Kittle. People
he can't.
The blocking part. Like
there's
Kittle's
no tight end that can
better
block
than
like Kittle.
Kelsey. He's been better than Kelsey for years, but people said Kelsey because Kelsey had Mahomes, but he's never been the blocker. But the point is, like, Grant, if the Rams are so successful running 12 or 13 personnel, don't you think Kyle should be like, look, if one of my disciples and Sean McVay figured out that no one can guard 13 personnel or 12, 13 personnel, let's get Farrell and Tonjes and Kittle out there and see what can be done. Can they do that?
I just feel like Kyle, he's got this obsession with the fullback position, not necessarily use check. And I think it's kind of like an homage to his father. It's like Kyle's not really a new age coach in a lot of ways. Like his whole temperament is old school. He's not like nice and like bubbly like McVay and Saleh. Like he's kind of cold and standoffish, and he uses a fullback because his dad did. It just doesn't make any sense. It seems like, I understand you want to attack base defenses. You can do that with 2 tight ends because a tight end's a real threat. And a fullback just really isn't, man. He's not – you can't put him on the line of scrimmage. He's not moving anyone out of the way. He's not much of a threat as a receiver. I just don't get it, dude. Use a second. Tonjes is a bigger threat right now than Juszczyk. I don't get it.
Oh, yeah. And the Rams prove that no one knows. Opposing defenses don't know how to guard 2-3 tight end sets right now. It completely shapes like – no one knows how to beat the Rams because they're just using Parkinson now all the time. And then, now they have to keep Parkinson honest. We're going to throw to Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams downfield. Like, it's so simple. I don't know why. Kyle has the personnel to do it. That's why I don't understand. Like, Tonjes is good. Farrell, you literally got to play more 12 personnel in perhaps 13 personnel. You know, like,
I mean, like, if you scheme up a wide open throw for Tonjes or Juszczyk, who's doing more damage?
Tonjes is bigger.
Tonjes was catching touchdown passes in the end zone. When was the last time Juszczyk? I mean, sometimes you get him that little leap play out of the. I'm just saying, man.
He's a good pass catcher to Juszczyk, but he's small. And like the thing is like I'd much rather have a bigger threat in the middle of the field where Brock is great at throwing in the middle of the field, right? Like get Tonjes out there on a seam route, get him out there on a little curl versus a wheel route for Juszczyk, which unless it's wide open, it's never thrown to him, you know?
Yeah. The fact that Tonjes got absolutely buried on the depth chart after playing as well as he did gives me hope for players like Jacob Cowing, Jordan Watkins, Jordan James. Honestly, like just because you've been buried on the depth chart and you're young, that doesn't necessarily mean that you suck and that you're not doing things right in meetings and practice. It just means that Kyle Shanahan's always going to defer to the older players. And you'll get your opportunity eventually, and we'll see if you're ready when you get it. But it doesn't mean that they suck.
Do you think Jordan James is going to play this year or no?
No.
I feel bad, dude.
No.
I literally I follow this guy on Instagram, and he invited his friends out to watch a game, and I'm like, dude, you don't even play. Like, I feel bad for that guy,
What
man.
about
Like, I
Isaac
actually,
Guerrero?
like, dude, what
I
Isaac
think they
Lindo,
should
like,
play Isaac Guerrero, man. I mean, you gotta do something different in the running game. Christian
Dude.
McCaffrey is a good receiver. He hasn't had a carry longer than 20 yards in 2 years. If you give Guerrero 8 carries in a game, chances are one of them's gonna go for longer than 20 yards. I don't think they have anything to lose, and I think it's a shame they didn't give him some targets. I mean, some carries in these last 4 games against these cupcake teams. You were going to win anyway. You didn't need. They gave Christian 22 carries against Tennessee. You didn't need to do that. You
no.
could have gave carries to Jordan James and Isaac Guerrero just to see what you have before going
Exactly.
into games that matter.
But it's sad because they tried to stat pad with McCaffrey and he still couldn't stat pad,
It
which
still
is like
didn't work.
so depressing, dude.
Because what it almost feels like the most important thing for the Niners this year is to get him 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving. It's like, guys, you're
He's not going to get it.
right in the Super Bowl conversation, man. Screw his milestones.
Well, not just that, Grant. Like before Maj goes, because I know Maj has great insight on this. Like McCaffrey, also instead of the first down runs, why don't they do a halfback slip screen on first down? Get him into space, throw it, like do some sort of like designed throw to McCaffrey on first down instead of, like maybe a little shovel forward for McCaffrey. Get him a few yards, instead of running up the middle. Like it's never worked all year. It's like this is the one thing with Kyle Shanahan with pride. It's like, bro, if it hasn't worked 1,000 times in a row, why is it going to work on the 1,001st time? You know what
Brendan,
I mean?
I feel like he just keeps doing it because he just wants to see one run go for more than 20 yards, and he's like, "There it is. That's what I wanted."
Why can't
I got a theory about why Kyle's doing that. I've been playing fantasy football this year for the first time in like 15 years, and I feel like, okay, so I took Derrick Henry in first round, and I could never take him out of my starting lineup because I drafted him in round 1. I feel like sometimes if you take a guy that high, even if he's like not playing well, Derrick Henry's a bad example because he was solid, but like it's like, man, I committed my whole season to you. I paid you, I featured you, and like I'm not going to give up on this because if we lose and I don't give you the ball, I could always feel like, man, I don't know, maybe we would have won if I had just featured the guy that I thought was the best. So you're like going to keep going to it being like, damn, like maybe this is the week that he vindicates my decision to invest in him. As opposed to just being like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Look, they're going to need to do something in that run game. I don't know what tape they're watching, but like, dude, they cannot run up the middle against this Colts team. They will lose because then it's going to be 3rd and 9 and Brock's going to force it down.
Buckner. The revenge game. Kilo TW says, outside of Bosa, Warner, Michael, and Ayuk, have we seen the Niners complete units with what they have on offense and defense play a game together this season? I mean, it's football, dude. I mean, you're never going to have all your starters healthy at the same time.
No,
Most teams
never.
don't. Look at the Chargers.
Unless for the Rams.
Yeah, well, Devontae Adams hurt now. Smells like foot in here. Says with BA and JJ gone after this year, CMC, GK, TW all old. If Brock Purdy looks bad against better competition, where do the Niners go from here going into next year? You so sure they're not going to bring back Juwan Jennings? Kyle tends to like to re-sign players he knows who know his system. Maybe Jed will say no, but I can see Kyle wanting Jennings.
Yeah, bring back the guy that runs a 4.8. I really want that on my team. Do it. Let's
Give
go.
him $20 million a year. So that works.
It kind of feels like if they were going to extend him, they would do it like today, though, right? Like they could do it right now if they wanted to. I don't know if they would. Mac Jones and Ayuk to the Chiefs.
Why would the Chiefs need Mac Jones?
Depending on what they're going to get from Patrick Mahomes next year, maybe they need a 1-year rental of Mac Jones. Sean for the win says, if Niners win the Super Bowl, do they give BA a ring?
Hell no.
They'll give him one for sure. He was on the roster.
Dude, I would not want to give him one.
It would be. I would. Why be petty? Let him be petty.
Yeah,
here you go.
He's the
Here you
one
go,
who has
Brandon.
to wear it and be like,
contributions.
Yeah.
That would actually be good. Yeah.
Or maybe you just saved Jed, some money by not giving him the ring. Are there any edge rushers the Niners could pick up that were recently cut? Yeah, Matt Judon, who's probably not good anymore, but he was a 4-time Pro Bowler at one time.